Okay, so I'm a forever DM midway through what ends up being a 3-year-long, almost entirely homebrewed 5e campaign. Also a major player. A half-dwarf, half-gnome wizard/artificer with necromancer aspirations. And the rest of the party. So a little bit of setting for this. I'd made a lot of this campaign up, and one of the spells I'd allowed my players was Transmute Liquid, which changed one liquid into another. Usually this was used either for turning random sludge into clean drinking water, water into wine, or the beer in someone's mug into moose piss. Hilarious prank, by the way, but story for another day. This spell was designed as a cantrip, and you'd only be making a small amount for yourself, but we had at one point ruled that you could change larger volumes if you expended a spell slot. Higher spell slot equals more volume changed. Throughout the campaign, I'd set a pretty stringent precedent that if whatever you're doing, or trying to do, would work with real-life physics, I'll allow it. This was about to go poorly. Cue my Dwaum best friend player getting into a situation he couldn't handle, being alone, having portaled in near the big bad evil guy's lair, or what the party thought was the lair, in order to scout it out. Player was attacked by more angry ghosts than he can handle, so what does he do? He uses Transmute Liquid on the lake. 5th level spell slot. Okay, I'll allow it. I want to see where this is going to. 5 minutes later, we figure out that it's the volume of an Olympic swimming pool's worth of liquid, 2.5 million liters, or 66,000 gallons for our Imperial friends. Still not sure where he's going with this. I finally ask, okay, what are you trying to transform this water into? NUKE. NUKE. Much science later to find out what that even is. Potassium sulfide? Oh my god, it's been years since I've been in chemistry. And many rolls to determine if his player would even have a clue. He had been setting this up for a while in character, so he had made sure his character knew just enough chemistry that this would be easily possible. For those of you who don't know, NUKE is a metal alloy, liquid at room temperature just like mercury, but horribly explosive when in contact with water. A small vial about the size of a golf ball explodes like a hand grenade. This stuff ignites automatically with just the water in the air. I finally understand what he was trying to do. The entire table was laughing so hard they were crying at what they expected was going to just wipe out the big bad evil guy early into the campaign. I had one final ace up my sleeve. Math. To Google! We all worked on this, figuring out the explosive power of NUKE and water when combined, the explosive potential, and the size of the explosion. The numbers kept adding more zeros. My players' faces when they realized the scale of their effort. An hour later, we finally had it staring us in the face. Numbers that were almost incomprehensibly large. My Dwaum asks if he has enough time to jump through the portal and close it behind him. Roll initiative, 14. Fine, you get to react. Other party members that were miles away, vaporized instantly. The rest who were in the tavern in town, they felt the ground rumble, heard the explosion, and saw all the shattered glass. The largest non-nuclear detonation in history pales in comparison to this. Nearly TPK'd if it wasn't for the party cleric who was away that session, so was in the tavern. No one ever attempts such a thing ever again. The Transmute Liquid spell is practically walled away in a shrine to never be used again by universal unsaid agreement. TLDR, as a DM, I used an hour of math to scare my players into outlawing a simple spell as it goes against their definition of war crimes.